O, dobra, zaczyna się, tak? 10 sekund zostało odliczanie. Wielki pokaz Xboxa, deweloperów, Developer Direct nawet tak naprawdę 2024. Czekamy na super gierki Avowed, Indiana Jones. O, od razu ty, bez gadania się zaczyna, super. Jeszcze Hollow Knight Silksong by się przydał. O Jezu, ile tych dziwnych oznaczeń. No Hellblade pewnie też będzie. Czy nie? Czy jest to jakieś takie cringe'owe wstępniak? O Boże. O, Maze, dobry wieczór. Dobra, jest. Mamy, tak. Szanujemy wszystkich łysych, kolorowych, 4 studia, 4 osoby. O, patrzcie, skuterami jeżdżą po studiu. No. A nawet akrobatów mają. To już wiemy, dlaczego te gry od Xboxa są takie niedotegowane, bo tam nikt nie pracuje, oni się tylko bawią. Oni, widzieliście, grają sobie w RPG planszowe, robią fikołki, dlatego takie jaja są. Dobrze wiedzieć, to już mamy, dlaczego Redfall był takim dobrą grą się okazał. Tam nikt nie pracuje, to się tylko bawią. To pierwszy Obsidian. O, dramatyczna muzyka. O matko.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment.
No siema.
I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed.
Avowed, dobra, już umiemy
Avowed
czytać.
is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands.
Okej.
At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity.
O, lagi.
And Avowed is no different.
No pokażcie, to będzie Skyrim,
and fantastical to give players a world and experience
na
like no
jakiego
other.
zasługujemy.
It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world.
Yeah.
And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, Gameplay Director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all
wojownik,
battles,
czarodziej
you
i
can combine a
skradacz.
variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries,
Ja,
special
niesamowite. To jest Skyrim XXIV wieku, oni
If you
wychodzą...
choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the
400 lat do
Tanglefoot
przodu.
ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize, or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle.
Można się
Dual-wield
skradać?
pistols and control the encounter mid-range.
O,
Or
taki
even
bo?
dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage.
Boże, Harry
You could use your
Potter.
enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them.
Yeah.
We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions.
Te
Some
oczy są
quests
jej
in Avowed will
przerażające.
have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences.
O, są
Like
wybory.
this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the Living Lands. As
To
you're
co?
exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers. And
Co
as you
miśki lubią
explore the
najbardziej.
remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right choice isn't always what it seems.
Emotions.
We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby?
No fajne, no, tylko pytanie moje brzmi, czy będzie polska gotka, o. Tutaj usłyszałbym Boberka na przykład, jak gada, to byłoby trochę ciekawsze.
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful.
Że walka fajnie wygląda, no taka Skyrimowa, tylko lepsza.
Of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players. The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes.
No dużo tego zrobili tutaj, nie? Tych różnych
a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp.
No.
As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color.
Kurde, fajnie to wygląda, nie? Tutaj pustynie, tutaj właśnie woda, tu skały, roślinki, grzyby. Oaza.
There's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
Yeah. Tej jesieni. Czyli jednak, kurde, dobrze, bardzo fajnie się zapowiada. Szczerze powiedziałbym, że to jest właśnie tak jakby Skyrim, na którego zasługujemy. O, takiej z godnością, z rozumem, z fajnością i tak miało być od początku. Nie, żeby Skyrim był jakiś zły, ale tak jakby, no to jest Skyrim 2.0, po prostu tak bym to określił. Zrobiony z prawdziwym sercem, takim wyczuciem, z miłością i z fajnością przede wszystkim. Bardzo ładny świat, bardzo fajnie zapowiadająca się walka. No wiadomo, taki tam mag, skradacz, czarodziej, wojownik i tak dalej, ale to też pewnie po prostu każdy znajdzie coś dla siebie, byle tylko to było jakoś tak właśnie dobrze ogarnięte i na spokojnie da radę. Jest. Jesienią tego roku. Co teraz? O, tutaj. A to jakoś nie jestem jakimś wielkim fanem tych tutaj Hellblade'a i przygód całych tych takich psychiczno-dramatycznych, no ale zobaczmy. Tak, instancje. No właśnie, czy będą instancje? Mam nadzieję, że nie. Mam nadzieję, że będzie bardziej otwarte to wszystko.
Studio head here at Ninia Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua's saga Hellblade 2, and the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about, and that we hope you care about too.
No imersja to jest na pewno, ta gra stoi imersją. W jedynkę nie grałem, też jakoś jej nie oglądałem, ani się nie interesowałem, ale na pewno ma swoich fanów, bo jest wyjątkowa. O, to bije aż taką, ta gra o wyjątkowości.
She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant
Że nie moje
companions,
klimat, no ja też jakoś
she
tak nie
encounters
czuję
new
tutaj
people
jakoś
along
super
the way,
takiego
some of which will
zaangażowania.
value her unique perspective,
Ale i
and
graficznie,
others
i
will
właśnie tą
reject it.
otoczką bardzo
Little
ładnie
by
to
little.
wygląda.
This settlement
Senua to...
became my tribe.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover.
Animacje
Senua
bardzo
will
ładnie się
make
zapowiadają.
new enemies and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover along with us how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices and having unique beliefs about the world
Że
around her.
Horizon
To bring
2
Senua's
super, no.
perspective of the world to life in a
Jedynka i
truthful way,
dwójka bardzo
we have once
przyjemne.
again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University
Że
of Cambridge,
Killzonek, no
as well
Killzonek
as
też
people
fajnie
with
były
lived
takie właśnie
experience
te,
of psychosis.
takie troszeczkę martwe serie tutaj przywołać, niektóre do życia, jak Killzone, jedną z nich. O, i Łukasz,
Players
dobry
will
wieczór.
find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through encounters with enemies that will push Senua to her limits.
No, jeśli właśnie ktoś w takich klimatach się odnajduje, to musi być najlepsza przygoda dla niego. Ta kultura, ten region, te
On
motywy
Saga,
tutaj.
we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space,
Yeah.
a bigger stage team, a stunt crew and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the sequel. One of our key goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey. We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do.
Ale czuć tutaj serducho,
Her
nie?
instincts
To,
are
co oni tworzą, to jest tak jakby
amazing,
właśnie czysta
and
pasja,
she
czyste
really
serce.
doesn't need much help
Bardzo
from
fajnie
me.
się to ogląda.
On
Nawet
stage,
jeśli
our
tylko
main
otoczka w
focus
tym
is
filmie, ale
storytelling.
wydaje mi się,
So
że
I
nie.
get to watch
W tej
the
grze
actors
czuć
and
miłość
see
po
all the
prostu.
beautiful expressions on their faces.
Miłość do
And then I
swojego
have to
dzieła i
wait a
miłość do
little
graczy,
while,
którzy
and then I
mają
get
w to
to see
zagrać.
that all again,
Bardzo fajne
in
uczucie.
game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion to help suspend your disbelief.
Kurczę, fajnie to
and pull you
wygląda
into
właśnie
Senua's
graficznie
story.
też zwłaszcza.
We were lucky enough
Yeah.
to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there.
Pojechali
The
tam
sense of
specjalnie
scale,
do
everything
Islandii.
is incredible. And you see a scene or you see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works, that's amazing.
Jak w prawdziwości po prostu będzie grafika.
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears. These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through a spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you and it's a very beautiful experience.
Ciekawe, tutaj z dźwiękiem bardzo się bawili, żeby on był przestrzenny i jeszcze bardziej taki właśnie
Music
klimatyczny.
is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade. On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them.
No, koncert był
Feeling
faktycznie,
their
to
craft,
pamiętam.
their depth, their meaning in the music.
Że powiedział,
It really
że
connects with our
jak
game and
samogra,
elevates it to
że
something
nie lubi
really special.
samograjów.
We are also working with a heavy metal singer,
Trochę
rock
krytyczne ma
singers,
podejście.
and our very own Furies.
Każde dzieło jest
They
piękne na
sing
swój
so
sposób.
beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
O, może jakąś nagrodę nawet zostanie za tą muzykę, czy jakieś takie te efekty
Our mission
dźwiękowe,
here
bo
at
to
Ninia
też tak się
Theory
chwalą.
is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and
że jeszcze z Plague Tale'em ci się kojarzy? No, w sumie trochę tak klimatem takim przygnębiającym, to tak. Ale zdecydowanie Plague Tale chyba bardziej taki mimo wszystko jednak pozytywny, jakby to nie brzmiało w porównaniu do Hellblade'a, właśnie z chorobą psychiczną jeszcze. I ona jest chyba sama w tej podróży. Chyba, że głosy można liczyć jako towarzyszy.
From our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey. A journey that you can embark on May 21st.
Yeah, w maju 21. Dobra, no ja osobiście, tak jak znowu powtórzę, nie jestem jakimś wielkim tutaj, jakby to nazwać może fanem tutaj Hellblade'a, ale no moim zdaniem wylewa się z ekranu po prostu miłość i czułość do tej gry, że jest ona robiona z wielkim sercem i chce coś po prostu powiedzieć, a nawet kilka rzeczy zrewolucjonizować, jak właśnie może to... O, ty zaraz, co jest? Okej. Jak tą chorobę psychiczną, te głosy, te dźwięki, opowiadanie historii, mrok na przykład, więc wydaje mi się, że... O, ty, coś nowego wpada w ogóle. Square Enix. Tylko tam jakieś dziewczynki są z anime i tymi jakimiś futrzastymi ogonami, trochę się przestraszyłem. Czekaj, ale tylko przez oryginalność, reszta mnie... Oprócz jeszcze produkcji Valve. Nawet trafiłem na audycję o Hellblade. W radio, o, ciekawe. O, Xbox Players. O, Masaru. Genialne.
聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの情報を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけて大変光栄です。コンソールゲームとしては約17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作。聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年に Final Fantasy Gaiden to się
na swój sposób jest ładne, tylko może ja nie jestem po prostu tutaj docelowym konsumentem takich produktów dziewczynek z ogonami.
心に響く楽曲の数々武器の特性を生かして戦うアクション RPG としてこれまでに17作発売され長らく愛されてきました。本作は30年以上の歴史あるシリーズの最新作となるため、これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを目指して鋭意制作中です。フィールドでは自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊かな聖剣伝説の世界を体験してもらえると思います。
No, z jakimiś tymi się walczy, takie Mario, nie? Z mieczami.
シリーズおなじみのモンスターたちも本作に登場しています。
Na swój sposób jest to dobre i ładne. Nie ukrywam tego, nie? Że to Nie jest największe gówno.
今回これらのおなじみ
po
の
prostu
モン
nie
スタ
dla
ーた
mnie,
ちを
o,
作
tak
り
bym
出した
powiedział.
聖剣伝説の生みの親である石井浩一さんと共
Jeśli,
に
kusiusiusiu.
聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの内容を紹介していきたいと
Należało
思い
do
ます
Skoraniks ci od Hitmana i mieli
Hello,
ich tak dosyć, że
I'm
sami siebie
Koichi
wykupili,
from
o
Press.
Boże.
I am so happy to introduce
Ojo, co
the
to za prezes?
newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players.
Xbox
初期の
Players.
頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは私が考案したものですが、中には小学
Gościu
生
robił
の
potwory
頃
do tej
すでに
gierki.
イメージができていたものもあります。
Ciekawe
今
jakie
作で
zrobił.
は初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスタ
Anime
ーたちを
dziewczynki.
どのような形で
Z uszami i ogonami kota albo lisa.
聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むかデザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場で
Grzyby nawet są z
参加し
Minecrafta.
ました。
Boże, co ja gadam, z Mario.
聖
Niesamowita
剣
gierka.
伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは立体的に生き生きと動いてこれまで自分が携わった作品ではそれらをどうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってき
Ładne
ました。
obrazki robisz, gościu. Fajne wymyśliłeś te potwory. Cieszę się, że ci się udało to nawet do gry zaimplementować.
ただ
Spełnić
可
swoje
愛い
marzenia.
だけで
Bardzo
は
miłe.
なく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので
Zagra w to 4
バトル中は
Japończyków.
モンスターたちの表情にも
Ja boję się, że jest dużo fanów takich gier.
こ
Znaczy
れま
boję
で
się.
聖剣伝説
Tak mi
シ
się
リーズに
wydaje.
は空を旅する
Że
海を
wbrew
渡る手
pozorom
助け
dużo
をしてく
trzody
れ
się
る
na to
頼も
rzuci.
しい仲間たちがいましたが今作には広大なフィールド探検に欠かせない新たな仲間が登場します
Ojo, ole lis, patrzcie, nie chciałbyś tego? Pojeździć Mace na takim czarnym
ピックル
lisopodobnym
も石井
czymś?
さんが新たに考案してくださっています
Ojo,
新
nadszarżować
たな仲間を
potrafi.
考えるにあたっては今作のマスコットキャラクターになるくらい
Nie, no to jest
可
must
愛い
have.
動物にした
Muszę
い
to
という
kupić na premierę.
漠然とした
Bardzo mi się
思いがあり
podoba.
ました。
Tylko mogliby już dać
その上で
kolejne gierki
ヨーク
jakieś.
シャテリアの毛並み見た目はアルマジルによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体
Co?
的なイメー
Endless
ジ
Legends
が
za
浮か
free?
ん
Co
で
ty
きて
gadasz? Gdzie
そ
ty
れぞれの
te takie
特
rzeczy
徴を
przeczytałeś?
取り入れな
Od
が
kiedy
ら
to?
ラフデザインを書き起こしました。
To jest najlepsza wiadomość na świecie. To jest lepsze niż ten Xbox,
デ
jeśli
ザ
to
イナーに
prawda.
もアイデアを出してもらいながら
Endless Legends za
足
free?
の長さや丸まった時のイメージなどゲームの中での見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていきピックルは誕生しました。
Od 16 były urodzinki twórcy. No słyszałem, że coś będzie, ale nie wiedziałem, że będą dawać za darmo.
過去様
Pierwsze
々なコン
słyszę.
ポーザーが携わ
Ale
られた
słyszałem,
楽
że
曲の
będzie
雰囲
jakby
気
ich
が
tam
感じられ
święto,
つつ
nie?
も
Tam Amplitude Studios oni się
素晴
nazywają.
らしい新たな
Od
楽曲が
Endlessów.
生まれました
Ale że dali Endless Legends za darmo, to jest bardzo dobry gest, bardzo
BGM で
miły.
もしっかり
Świetny
聖剣
wręcz.
伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います
O, jeszcze
過去シリーズ
soundtracka
の
fajnego
楽曲を手
zrobili,
掛けた
patrzcie.
クリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでくれました
Że nie potrafią angielskiego, trzeba
新た
było
な試み
10
として
godzin.
フィールドの探索か
Kojima
ら
i
バ
tłumacz.
トルまでをシームレスに体験できるよう今作ではインタラクティブミュージッ
Niestety,
クを導入
Azja
して
to
おり
zbyt duży rynek, żeby
冒
można
険
było
の
na
没
nich
入
pluć.
感を高めてくれます探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間
Trzeba ich szanować, bo oni mają pieniądze. Takie są
みましょ
realia.
う
Czy to mi się to podoba, czy nie? O, ciach, ciach, to jakiegoś pluszaka mieczem. Nie ma krwi na szczęście, dobrze. Będę mógł kupić mojemu przyszłemu synowi albo córce. Na komunię, o, taką gierkę mu kupię. Ojo,
今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています
Action RPG.
空中でのアクションがバトルの鍵となっており武器での攻撃だけでなく魔法で
Walka
の
w
攻
powietrzu,
撃も可
Devil
能
May
になって
Cry,
います
wszyscy fani już idą.
そして本作ならではの特徴として聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがい
Jo,
ますが
wielki
その
smoko
力を
kwiat.
宿した武器を使うとバトルを手助けしてくれるようになります精霊によっては様々な特性の違いがありますのでその効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力で爽快なバトルを楽しんでいただけます
No nie potrafią, no. Ale moim zdaniem, skoro dalej robią takie gry jak tutaj teraz, to po prostu to się sprzedaje i ktoś tego chce, faktycznie to się opłaca. Ja się nie odnajduję w takim rynku i tam nie śledzę takich rzeczy, ale skoro ciągle to wychodzi, to ciągle ludzie tego chcą.
小山田君を中心に
Tak
チームの
zakładam.
みんなが頑張って作ってくれていますのでぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください
No,
私自身もプレイするのを楽しみにしています
dzięki prezes.
聖剣
O
伝
Jezu,
説シリー
jeszcze
ズと
ten.
して初めて
Nerd.
Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは今後も様々な情報をお届けしていきますのでぜひご期待ください この夏、
No, nadaj
この
kudasai.
忘れられない冒険を
Omagłem mu
Xbox ユーザー
Shinderyu.
の皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が今から待ちきれません。
Fajnie. Fajnie, fajnie, dzięki. Czyli już mamy odhaczone, że tam anime, dziewczynki i tak dalej już jakby na każdym evencie, zwłaszcza Xboxowym, już jest potwierdzone. Dzięki Square Enix, teraz dajcie tam, że tak powiem, zróbcie miejsce na coś fajnego. Co teraz? Co to jest? Znowu jakieś azjatyckie klimaty. Nie, co to, Lara Croft w Chinach? Zaraz. Oxide. Oxide, nie znam, nie wiem. Albo znam, ale nie pamiętam.
Hello.
Oh, siema.
Welcome to Oxide Games.
Oxide, no.
We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building
Okay.
some of the most beloved strategy games of all time.
Tak, jakie? Bo
like
nie
Civilization
A,
5.
dobra.
We
spoko.
came together to create
A,
something
to
new
oni,
and
dobra, od
innovative
Ary.
in a
Dobra.
genre we all love.
To jest dobre. Na to czekałem
Our
w sumie.
history untold
Już
is the
zapomniałem,
game
że to
we
istnieje.
dreamt of making.
Ara is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers,
No
4X
to faktycznie,
gamers.
przepraszam, cofam wszystkie
It
swoje
features all
słowa
the depth
i
and gameplay
i
fans
dajcie
of
tą
this
gierkę.
genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people,
O Boże,
and
ty, jaka
engage
walka
with your
dziwna.
rivals on the international stage. But it isn't
Okay.
just more of the same. With Ara, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which
Okay.
are all things that we purchased
Gdybym miał
in
być z
order
wami
to
totalnie
add to
szczery,
the soundtrack and
wątpię, żeby Ara
expand the game and make it really good.
zagroziła cywilizacji, która jest raczej najsilniejsza w takich historycznych 4X-ach,
That's Dan. We
ale
started in his
może
basement.
troszeczkę zadymić na tym rynku. Tak mi się
It's
wydaje.
been an amazing process
Ale
to
raczej
see
cywilizacja
from
nie miała
concept
się
to
czego bać
completion.
po tym, co tutaj
We
widziałem.
started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
For Ara, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration
Gościu
and give
wygląda jak
players the power to
postać zrobiona w
experiment
Simsach.
and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
We
Kurczę,
also
nawet
wanted to
rozwinięte i
explore
skomplikowane
more
się
and
wydaje.
different parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of their decisions, they would need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game.
No to jest fajne
They can
właśnie, jak
see
się rozrasta
everything from
wszystko,
the
to się
settling
zmienia.
of the wilderness to
O.
cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes. We want players to feel like they're truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no
Tak?
feature better exemplifies this
Ale fajnie,
than the
można-
prestige system.
Zostanę
To win a
imperatorem
game of
świata,
Ara,
mogę?
players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
Dobra, czy mamy z
The
Human Sky
prestige
na
system gives
tego
players the
Prestige?
chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be.
No.
Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might. Scientific advancement.
No,
The
co
choice
jest?
is theirs.
Megazordy
In
nawet
Ara,
można
there are
budować.
no set victory conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally,
Oh,
when I
to
play
jest ciekawe.
Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
No cuda, no nie
Another
oszukujmy
aspect
się.
of Ara that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
Crafting,
The
co?
crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things,
So?
turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in Ara compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in Aura at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in Aura encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In Aura, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios.
Czyli tury też są jednoczesne, domyślnie.
In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include.
To jest grube. O tym trzeba będzie bardziej pogadać. To jest dużo różnych takich ciekawych zabiegów, których się nie spodziewałem do końca.
Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Aura has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play, and even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
For us at Oxide, player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making Aura for, you.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive. We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
"Cougars, cougars,
cougars, I hate cougars!"
Someone get these feline demons away from me. I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line.
Jezu, tym skuterem
we can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Aura is only the beginning. We are going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play Aura and to create your own history.
Okej. Też jesienią 2024. Szczerze, jestem bardzo, ale to bardzo pozytywnie zaskoczony. Dużo różnych rzeczy tutaj wyszło, których nie byłem świadomy, jak te jednoczesne tury, jakiś system craftingu i cała ta reszta różnych innych szczegółów i szczerze myślałem właśnie, że to będzie takie jakby, że cywilizacja nie jest zagrożona, a teraz z tego bym powiedział, że dalej nie jest zagrożona, ale Aura ma bardzo dużą szansę zająć właśnie obok cywilizacji swoje miejsce potężne.
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos MachineGames. We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones.
Ale teraz Indiana Jones, co to będzie?
Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure.
Tak jest.
Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture.
No, nie przesadzajmy, ale
in this game,
jest ważne.
You aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones.
Jesteś Indiana Jonesem.
You will see through his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going after, what period of his life it was in.
Nie wiem jak wy, ale jak ja słyszę Todd Howard, to normalnie mam przed sobą taką, nie wiem, osobistość jak Jezus Chrystus czasami.
And it was my friends at MachineGames. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and Their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
No pokaż. Zaczyna się. Boże, jest. Co to będzie? Jak to wygląda? Czym to jest? Oho, Niemcy. Zawsze to muszą być Niemcy. Okej. Graficznie tak dosyć... Afryka Korps. O jest. No tak nie jest może jakąś rewolucją, chociaż to już lepiej trochę wyglądało. Tak z bliska... O, zdecydowanie. O Boże, Todd Howard.
Myths.
O.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past. Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried. Just waiting to be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Yeah.
Watch me.
Tak trochę zbyt plastelinowe jak dla mnie graficznie wszystko, ale no nie jest źle, tak tam ma... Ojo, okej. Mamy krzyk sławny.
Mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle. I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay then, let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up?
To jest te suchary jeszcze. No, wygląda całkiem fajnie, nie? Graficznie może nie jest to szczyt, że tak powiem, ale przygodowo może być dobre. No, zwłaszcza, że patrząc po tym, co tutaj się dzieje.
Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Chukulimani. The Great Circle.
Wielki krąg. Boże, taka fajna waza.
You have any idea how old that was?
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and he means so much to so many people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories. Most of us grew up with his adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years. He's a brilliant archaeologist, he's a charismatic everyman, he's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at MachineGames, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting,
no właśnie, że on jest z pierwszej osoby, to jest bardzo ciekawa decyzja.
We believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
Muzycznie też słyszę, że ładnie takie
Whether
bity.
it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples, or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fist fight. All of these moments are much more intense in first person. But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat, the whip, and so for things like cutscenes in environmental traversal.
Tak jak mówili, no właśnie, czasami się... Jezu, ale to...
Indiana Jones
Właśnie, gdzie to się dzieje?
Is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Last Crusade.
Okej.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop.
Kurcz, ale klimat taki Indiana Jonesy, no to im się udało, to na pewno przyznam, i muzycznie, i tak atmosferycznie.
One of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be indie if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation. The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Sure,
zagadki.
there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun and, to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
No, czyli cały zestaw fajnych miejscówek.
Each location
Bardzo
and
fajnie.
the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music.
O, właśnie, muzyka moim zdaniem bardzo już dobrze słychać ją.
John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence.
Okej, myślałem, że już właśnie Williams przyjdzie, ale no dobra, niech nim będzie. O, to też brzmi bardzo dobrze.
We also take a very movie-like approach to things like cinematics. We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors. Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might
właśnie,
have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But
Przygoda.
in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head. And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies,
Yes,
one of
bitch.
our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible.
Albo
We
bat,
want it
przepraszam.
integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction. And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from indie sweep, and hopefully a little bit more. Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones.
Ciekawe, czy to będzie jak w Uncharted, że nie? Takie zagadka, przygody, akcji. Zagadka, przygody, akcji. Czy będzie to tak pomieszane, czy...
Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. MachineGames is known for creating these rollercoaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait.
O Jezu, jeszcze ten cygan tam w tle. Ale nie powiedzieli chyba do końca kiedy, nie? Tylko w tym roku. No jest ten klimat, udało mi się, synom, udało się. Ta, w tym roku, ale nie chcę jeszcze podać, pewnie gdzieś na zimę. Tak mi się wydaje, skoro jeszcze nie są do końca gotowi powiedzieć kiedy. Okej, czy to już będzie koniec? Czy może jeszcze będzie jedno zaskoczenie na sam dosłownie finał? Czy to już... A nie, chyba wszystko. Tak? Nie? Co to jeszcze? A, no, już chyba podsumowanie. Okej. Czyli tylko Square Enix w sumie był z taką zagadkowym wejściem niespodziewanym. No, w sumie miało trwać te 50 minut i widzę, że już jest na liczniku.
Is it animals, children, and game developers?
Our mission here at Ninia Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. Stay happy!
Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build.
Dobra, co w sumie jak oni podsumowują, to ja też chyba lekko już mogę zacząć.
You aren't just playing as indie, you are Indiana Jones.
No, że tak naprawdę szkoda tylko, że nie było więcej jakby niespodzianek i jedyną był w sumie Square Enix ze swoją specyficzną tutaj grą. No tak to w sumie spoko był pokaz i Avowed, jak i ten nawet Hellblade w sumie fajnie się tutaj przedstawił, Ara, no i oczywiście perełka na koniec Indiana Jones, wszystkie bardzo pozytywne rzeczy. No, i to był Developer Direct 2024. Dziękujemy za oglądanie i ja też wam serdecznie, widzowie, dziękuję za spędzenie ze mną. O Jezu, kim ty jesteś? Aha, podcast tego. No, to z takim właśnie tutaj oto gościem dziwnym chyba się już rozstaniemy, dlatego dzięki za oglądanie i do jakichś tam przyszłych materiałów. A jeśli pewnie tam będą może jakieś, nie wiem, w przyszłości tam, czy to od Xboxa, czy jakieś inne tabajery, to pewnie też to sobie tutaj obejrzymy. Dlatego dzięki i do następnego cięcia.